Are you giving over Becky? Oh, that would be okay. Do this maybe. Can you try it out?
No.
There's a lot there. But okay. So see it.
It's not doing it. So yes, perfect.
Thank you. Thank you. Because I see the 1:30 cancel.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. The 1:30. Yeah.
Oh.
All right, so, are you ready now?
Yes, Judge. Yes,
Okay.
I said, thank you.
All right, so Mr. Sneed, I have Russell Smith and his client here. Mr. Walti.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, Russ.
Good morning. All right, Mr. Walti, hold on one second. We're waiting for your attorney to connect.
Okay.
He's connecting, it's just. Still connecting, so give me just a minute. Maybe take your notes. I don't know. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Smith. How are you?
I am fine. How are you today?
Good. All right. So, Mr. Walti, you can hear me?
Yes.
All right, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Stephen Richard Wolthuis, file number 25-22158FH. I have Russell Smith appearing on behalf of Mr. Wolthuis, and I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people. This is a date and time set for arraignment in this matter. Okay, Mr. Smith, do you waive the reading of the felony information?
Absolutely, Judge. It would be our intention also to plead not guilty to the charge and ask for a pretrial. This matter, you have other matters regarding my client that are set for pretrial on April 16th at 8:30 a.m. We'd request that date as well for this.
All right, so I will enter a plea of not guilty on behalf of Mr. Wolthuis and set it for pretrial on April 16th at 8:30 in the morning. Because it's arraignment, my staff will do the notice of hearing, and you also, Mr. Smith, received a copy of the felony information and prosecutor's request for discovery and witness list.
Yes, thank you.
All right, excellent. Okay, so Mr. Wolthuis, we'll see you back on April 16th at 8:30. Thank you. Your bond's continued. Anything else, Mr. Sneed?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Thank you. That's new. Never heard that before. I have Ms. Dumont, so let me call and get a client from the jail. Hi, this is Judge Anselone. How are you this morning?
Good, how are you?
I am good. It's a beautiful day here. So we are actually ready for, I think it was Joshua Burke.
Okay, I'll get them out for
All
you.
right, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. All right, Ms. Dumont, I have called for your client.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'll just update you on that on record.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Moore, if you're here for the violation of probation, I don't know when I'll get to that, just to give you a heads up.
Okay,
right, Miss-
that's fine. I'll log out.
Okay,
All right.
good morning, Miss Edmonds. I'm going to change your screen name just to reflect that Mr. Malaura is your attorney. He will be with us shortly, and I will bring you back in when he gets here, okay?
Okay,
All right, thank you.
yep, thank you.
All right, Mr. Burke, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. I grab your file. Okay, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Joshua Jordan Burke. I have three files, 24-21878 FH, 24-21879 FH, and 24-21880 FH. I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people. And I have Katie DeMont appearing on behalf of Mr. Burke. So we had a protection order that expired and we didn't catch it before we renewed it. And so this is to require no contact with Marilyn Lopez, and all original and amended bond conditions remain the same. So Ms. DeMont, typically those are signed before they expire, and we did not get that done. So I don't know that if you have an objection, I'm going to sign that today.
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So I also have, I believe Ms. DeMont, you said you wanted to put something on the record.
Yes, Your Honor, we did get the criminal responsibility report back, saying that he's not criminally responsible. I do need some more time to talk with Mr. Burke about NGRI plea. I have been working with Miss Arnold on that specifically, and I know she's out. I had talked with the jail about him getting his medication, and he said it's not consistent, which would make sense with regards to the conversation I had with him this week there. So I don't believe at this time he's understanding the NGRI plea. So I need some more time to see if I can explain at least that process to him.
How far of an adjournment would you like?
30 days should be sufficient.
All right, so how about April 16th at 8:30?
Yes, that works.
All right, and Ms. DeMont, can you do this in order to adjourn?
Yes, Your
Wait. Let me put it on the record and I sign this. You want it?
I have these.
All right, so I will set this for pretrial on April 16th at 8:30 in the morning, and you can do the step in order to adjourn. And is there anything else, Ms. DeMont?
No, Your Honor, if I get my tasks completed before then, I know I just contact the court for a plea date.
Yeah, that's fine. Great, thank you. All right, Mr. Burke, you're all set. Rhonda Underwood, right? Yeah, she goes back and forth, so she'll be here soon. All right, Mr. Malaro, I have Miss Edmonds. Are you ready on Miss Edmonds?
Sure.
Okay,
Sure, Judge.
this is in the, Miss Edmonds, you can hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
All right, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Christina Mia Edmonds. File number 24-21983FH. I have Salvatore Malaro appearing on behalf of Miss Edmonds, and I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people. Mr. Malaro, I do have a letter dated February 11th of 2025 from my pretrial services coordinator, Darren Coast. He states that she continues to test as required. She hasn't missed and is only positive for THC and alcohol. She has presented me with her medical marijuana card. She doesn't have a no alcohol clause. So Mr. Darren Coast is recommending dismissing the contempt for not testing after getting out of treatment because she's been in compliance. Any position on that, Mr. Sneed?
No, thank you. I defer to Mr. Coates.
All right, Mr. Malaro, any objection to dismissing the contempt?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, so we will dismiss that contempt to court. So, Mr. Malaro, how do you wish to proceed today on behalf of Ms. Edmonds?
Your Honor, could I have a brief breakout with Mr. Sneed? There's a plea offer, but I thought we had a different discussion about it. 2
Okay.
minutes top.
Right, I don't have anybody else waiting, so I'm okay with that right now, unless Mr. Sneed is opposed to having to speak with you.
Might be. Touch and go with him.
Now we got this one. All right, you want to come on up and I've got Miss Underwood. We'll get you out of here. Stand right there. That way you might, so we can hear you. All right, Miss Underwood, I do have Mr. Tindle here.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, so this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Sky Sean Tindle. We have two files, 20-20027FH and 22-20717FC. I have Rhonda Underwood appearing on behalf of Mr. Tindle. And shoot, I lost my prosecutor, so hold on one second.
It's a violation.
Oh, okay. This is yep, you're right. This is a violation of probation, so I don't need Mr. Sneed anyway. So, Ms. Underwood, how would you like to proceed today with Mr. Tindle?
Your Honor, could I have a brief opportunity to talk with Mr. Tindall?
So, Mr. Tindle, if you go out, so she's not able to come in right now, so she has to appear via Zoom. So if you want to go in the hallway and take a left, you know how to log in on that Zoom device?
I don't.
It's got all the instructions on it. If you can't do it, just pop your head back in and I'll send somebody out.
Perfect. And then let one that Miss Holly know I made payment to.
How much did you make a
I just
payment?
put $100 on there today.
All right, so Miss Holly, he's got a receipt showing he paid $100.
Good.
Okay, so Mr. Malaro, back on Miss Edmonds. How would you like to proceed on behalf of Miss Edmonds?
Judge, if I could have a quick breakout with Miss Edmonds, I think we can get a plea on here.
All right.
Went the wrong way.
Yes, thank you. All right, so Miss Edmonds and Mr. Malaro, I'm gonna open up that breakout room. Go ahead and join it. Miss Underwood, I'll call and get Miss Quinones from the jail. I have a bop. Do you want me to do the bop?
How can I help you?
Hi, this is Judge Anzalone. We are ready for Nicole Quinones.
Already.
And hold on one second. Miss Underwood, do you want to do the pickup as well while you're here?
Yes.
Okay, and then I'm also ready for Jason Crone.
Okay.
And that's the last two I have in jail. Crone might be on the first floor.
I think he is. Yes, he is. But we'll still get him set up for you.
Awesome. Thank you so
All
much.
right. Yep, no problem.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, so, Mr. Tindle, yep, great job, Mr. Tindle. So can you hear me, Mr. Tindle?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I am going to put you in a breakout room with Miss Underwood. And when you're done talking to her, just come in the courtroom. You don't even need to shut it down if you don't want to, all right?
Okay. I heard from that Amanda yesterday about
All right, click on join that breakout room. All right, Ms. Bates, if you want to go ahead and unmute your device.
Good morning.
Good morning. So your attorney is Miss Underwood. She is here with us today. She's with another client at this time. I am just going to add her initials after your name, just so I remember that you are her client. So I'm going to pop you back in the waiting room. It should just be a few minutes. All right.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. My allergies are killing me. We go from 20 degrees to 50 degrees. I can't breathe. I'm like,
Back down.
I know, and then I'll go back down. My chickens were so happy yesterday. They laid me like 5 golden eggs. All right, Mr. Tindle, we're back with Miss Underwood. So Miss Underwood, how would you like to proceed with Mr. Tindle today?
Your Honor, I believe Mr. Tindle is going to take a plea in this matter, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Mr. Tindle, you have to bear with me because I can't breathe really well this morning because of the stupid Michigan weather, but raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, now you're gonna have, you're soft-spoken, you always have been, so I just need you to speak up loudly so we can record it, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Mr. Tindle, you've heard the statement of your attorney. Is it your intention to plead guilty to the violation of probation?
Please speak up.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and now, Mr. Tindle, are you satisfied with Ms. Underwood as your attorney and the advice that she has given you?
Yeah, I guess I ain't really talked to her too much, but yes, it's fine.
But had you wanted to go make an appointment, go visit her, you could have.
Yeah, yeah.
But she's talked to you in court and explained everything?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Now, Mr. Tindle, you are on probation on 2 different files. I'll get there. Ms. Holly is really good about putting maxes on there for me. So on file number 20-20027FH, you're currently on probation for delivering manufacture of cocaine, which is a 20-year felony. And then on 22-20717FC, you're on probation for a felonious assault, which carries a maximum penalty of up to 4 years in prison. So you understand, if you plead guilty or found guilty, you could be sentenced up to that max. Okay. Now, the allegations against you are that you failed to report to probation on September 24 of 24 and October 1 of 2024, or anytime thereafter. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And that you failed to pay court-ordered costs and restitution totaling on file number 22-20717FC, $198. So Miss Holly, was he paying on that file?
No, neither one of them. This is the first
Fine.
payment he's made is what he's showing.
Oh,
me
I
today.
didn't assess. Okay,
Yeah.
so I got it. That's all I ordered on that file. And then on 20-20027FH, there was restitution in the amount of $180 and fines and costs. So the total on that was about $1638. Would you?
Exactly. Yeah.
So is it your intention to plead guilty to both of those violations today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, and you made a payment today, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, do you understand that you do have the right to contest this violation of probation charge and to have a trial on it?
Yes, ma'am.
And I swore him in, didn't I?
Yes, you.
Okay. Do you understand that throughout the hearing, you would be presumed innocent till your guilt is proven by a preponderance of the evidence?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You have a right to have all the witnesses against you appear at your trial, to have your lawyer ask those witnesses questions, or you may ask them yourself, and to have me order any witnesses you might have to appear at the trial. Do you understand all of that?
Yes, ma'am.
You do not have to testify at your trial, and no one can say anything about you not testifying or hold it against you in any way. Do you understand all of that?
Yes, ma'am.
On the other hand, do you understand that you have a right to testify at your trial if you want to testify?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you plead to the charge that you violated the terms of your probation by failing to report on September 24 and October 1 of 2024 or anytime thereafter?
Yes.
And how do you plead to the charge that you failed to pay your court order costs and restitution?
Yes.
Do you understand by pleading guilty, you'll be giving up your right to a trial as I've already explained to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Has anything been promised to you to get you to plead guilty?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone threatened you in any way to get you to plead guilty?
No, ma'am.
If I accept this plea, you will be giving up any and all claims that your plea is given as a result of promises or threats that were not disclosed to the court on the record during this hearing, or that it was not your own choice to enter the plea. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it your own choice to plead guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Mr. Tindle, you were placed on probation on both of these trials, and one of the terms of probation is you were to report as instructed. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you fail to report on September 24 of 2024
Yes, ma'am.
and October 1 of 24
Yes, ma'am.
and any time thereafter?
No, I don't think so.
Well, when did you start reporting? Because you started reporting again.
Oh, yeah, I started reporting like right after. I want to say I had court, and I think I had to come record like the next day or something.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and then you made a payment of 100. Didn't you make a payment a couple weeks ago?
But when I was making the payments, I thought all the payments went downstairs. So when I was making the payment downstairs, but Miss Holly had told me that that doesn't have nothing to do with
It pays off your stuff
Yeah,
downstairs.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, so you weren't making payments up here though?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
All right. Accept the plea. It has been given understandably, voluntarily, and accurately. You have full knowledge of your rights. You do have competent counsel. Ms. Adams, never mind. I'm going to set this matter for sentencing. Are you working right now?
No, but I do have an interview next Thursday though. But I've been talking to Miss Holly. Nothing's been hired. I've been going to
No.
power. Nothing.
There's that place on Division's got signs out now. I don't know. But they have a huge list of people that will hire.
Okay.
So work on that.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to go back to work now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because I know you were off for quite a
Well, I was
while.
off for the little surgery, but then I had to wait for my birth certificate, and my birth certificate finally came in. So I had that, yeah.
Okay. So Miss Holly, do you want me to set this out a while for him to start making payments?
Okay.
All right. So Miss Adams, could I get something like in end of May?
Miss Holly, do you want me to come show you this receipt too?
You can take you don't need his receipt, do you, Miss Holly?
Bring it next report. Next week's the report day, so bring it then.
All right, thank you.
I apologize, Judge. What did you need?
About sentencing date, the end of May.
End of May? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Friday, May 30th?
All right. Can I have a notice of hearing from Mr. Tindle?
Okay.
So I'm gonna get you a notice of hearing. So Mr. Tindle, it'll be at 8:15, Miss Adams?
Yes.
All right, it'll be at 8:15. Mr. Tindle, if you're working and on a probationary term at work, talk to Miss Holly. If you're working and making payments, she can adjourn that out or we can move it so you don't have to miss work, okay? Is that all right, Miss Holly?
Yes.
Okay,
May
So-
30th?
huh?
What was that, May 30th?
I'm gonna get you a notice of hearing. So see that bench behind you? Have a seat.
Okay.
And then just keep reporting.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. All right, we'll get you a notice of hearing. All right.
think
Miss
that's all I have.
say it again, Miss Holly?
I'm sorry. I think that's all I had.
Okay, unless you want to hang out. Like, no, I don't want to hang out. Okay, who do I have at the jail?
Jason Crone.
Yeah, Mr. Crone. All right, so, all right, and Miss Underwood, I also have Brooke Bates. I don't know why I have two. Post. Okay. All right, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Jason Ansel Crone, file number 24-21715 FH, 24-21983 FH. So Mr. Crone, we are here on both of these files on a request and warrant for probation violation. It alleges that you failed to show for drug testing on March 2nd of 25. You attempted to alter a drug test when you put lemon juice in the test on March 4 of 25. I've never heard of that one before. And that you tested positive for the controlled substance cocaine on March 4 of 25. Do you understand those are the allegations against you, Mr. Crone?
Yes, Your Honor.
All All right, so Mr. Crone, on file number 24-21715FH, you're on probation for larceny from a motor vehicle, which carries a maximum penalty of up to 5 years in prison. And then on 23-21520FH, you are on probation for retail fraud first degree, which carries a maximum that has a sub. So, yeah, maybe 5 years, so maximum penalty of up to 5 years in prison by Mr. Tindle.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, yeah. So, Mr. Crone, you do have a right to have an attorney represent you on this and all subsequent hearings. If you can't afford to hire one, I have one here today to speak with you. Would you like an attorney appointed to represent you?
No, Your Honor.
All right. So, Mr. Crone, raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And Mr. Crone, you understand the maximum penalty of both of these files if you were to plead guilty or be found guilty on these violation of probations?
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you understand you have a right to contest these violation of probation charges and to have a trial on it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you understand that throughout the trial, you will be presumed innocent until your guilt is proven by a preponderance of the evidence? Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have a right to have all the witnesses against you appear at your trial, to have your lawyer ask those witnesses questions, or you may ask them yourself, and to have me order any witnesses you might have to appear at the trial. Do you understand all of that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You do not have to testify at your trial, and no one can say anything about you not testifying or hold it against you in any way. Do you understand all of that?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm missing Mr. Moore. I almost forgot him. He is 4586. All right. On the other hand, do you understand that you have,
More.
Mr. Moore, we are on for Mr. Crone.
Oh, okay.
All right, thank you. On the other hand, do you understand that you have a right to testify at your trial if you want to testify?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So, Mr. Crone, how do you plead to the charge that you violated the terms of your probation by failing to show for drug testing on March 2nd of 25? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And how do you plead to the charge that you attempted to alter a drug test by placing lemon juice in it on March 4 of 25?
Guilty.
All right. And how do you plead to the charge that you tested positive for cocaine on March 4 of 25?
Guilty.
Okay. Do you understand that by pleading guilty, you will be giving up a right to a trial, as I've already explained to you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anything been promised to you to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone threatened you in any way to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
If I accept this plea, you will be giving up any and all claims that your plea is given as a result of promises or threats that were not disclosed to the court on the record during this hearing, or that it was not your own choice to enter the plea. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is it your own choice to plead guilty?
Yes.
So, Mr. Crone, you were placed on probation. One of the terms of your probation is that you were to drug test as required. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. And did you not show up for a drug test on March 2nd?
Yes, I did not show up.
Okay. And then when you did show up on March 4 to drug test, you tested positive for cocaine. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And you attempted to alter your test by putting lemon juice in it?
In the mouth swab, yes, I did.
Okay. Okay. Did you read somewhere that that would change your drug test?
No, I was just ashamed that I didn't want to disappoint my family and the people that worked hard to help me stay clean through drug court. And I made a mistake, and instead of admitting it, I tried to hide it, and I made a big mistake. I wish I would have never done it. I wish I would have just came forward and said, yes, I used. It was a one-time
Isn't that what you're
incident.
supposed to do? We tell you that all the time.
Yes.
It's better than to admit it, right?
Yes.
All right. Okay, I accept the plea. It has been given understandably, voluntarily, and accurately. The defendant has full knowledge of his right. He does have competent counsel. I will refer this matter to the probation department for a pre-sentence investigation. I will set sentencing for March 13 at 8 a.m. Mr. Crone, you are entitled to have an attorney. So do you want an attorney for sentencing?
Sure, Your Honor. Yes.
Okay.
Do you
All
think
right.
I need one?
So I can't give legal advice, Mr. Crone, but as a former defense attorney, I think anybody needs a defense attorney. So, but you don't have to, but it's available to you at public expense. Miss Underwood handles these for me and she does an excellent job. So, Mr. Crone, Mr. Moore will come see you and do an update to the probation violation report. We'll provide a copy to Miss Underwood. She'll either review it with you the day of sentencing or beforehand. I guess we'll have a team meeting tomorrow to talk about it. You know, we may send you to an inpatient facility. You know, we'll figure that out. Okay. So, because we're a kind of gentle recovery court, Mr. Moore.
Right.
Okay. So, so we will meet and talk about you tomorrow and just be truthful with Mr. Moore about your relapse, what it involved. And then we will see you back on March 13th at 8 o'clock. All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you going to appear via Zoom, Mr. Crone, or you want to come in person?
I could do Zoom.
Okay,
Or
thank you.
whatever you prefer.
Zoom is fine. Thank you. Yes.
Judge, I believe if I recall, Miss Underwood's not available that day.
Oh,
I'm not. Your
can we,
Honor.
let's do it March 12th at 8:15.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. I'm just going to load up their Wednesday next week, Miss Underwood.
So
All right, Mr. Crone.
I'm here in jail until the 12th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I'm not going to let you out. I don't want you to have another relapse. So we got to get some things in place for you. All right, Mr. Crone.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Okay. All right, so that takes care of Mr. Crone and all right. Nicole Quinones, how are you this morning?
Good morning. I'm okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right. One of my favorite actors has your last name.
Oh.
So let me get your file. So, all right, so this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Nicole Michelle Quinones. We have file number 21-20668 FH, 21-20669 FH, 22-20832 FH, 22-20833 FH. I believe these are all probation files. Let me check. Okay, these are all probation files. So, Miss Underwood, how do you want to proceed today?
Well, the first thing is, Your Honor, Miss Quinones is scheduled, I believe, on a case that's going to turn out to be nothing. And it's just been dragging on because this is dragging on. And I think the tail is wagging the dog both ways. But Miss Quinones, she has a pretrial downstairs on the 18th. Miss Quinones has been in jail 60 days, Your Honor. She literally has been in jail 60 days. I cannot stress enough how much I think we need to allow Mr. Quinones out on a bond, Your Honor. Miss Quinones is not, she does not abscond in the traditional sense, Your Honor. We always
she absconded from me.
Well, not, Your Honor, she tries her best. She's never not, we can always find Miss Quinones. It's not, but at this point, she's in jail for 60 days. And this is a probation violation. That shouldn't be.
I don't have Miss Walsh. Mr. Stevenson, is Miss Walsh here today? Who's your attorney on the disorderly, Miss Underwood?
Miss Moliterno.
Mr. Stevenson, are you there? All right, I got nothing. Let me see if I can reach Miss Walsh. I don't think, I would have no idea if she's out of town. But hello, Miss Walsh, this is Judge Anslone. I am on the record. Are you working? Please tell me you're not on vacation or something and I'm bugging you.
Oh no, did you not get my email?
No, I haven't looked at that yet because
It's okay.
I get a little squirreled. So let me look. I'm gonna look at your email.
It's okay. I'm walking out of a doctor's appointment, but I'm okay. What's up?
Okay. Oh, here we go. Well, nobody's here for you, so sorry about that. So Miss Miss Quinones has been in custody 60 days.
Yes.
It's my understanding at this point that disorderly may be being dismissed. So Miss Underwood is requesting that I give her a PR bond and set another date. Because it's the nature of the, because it's a, hold on.
Well, her next free trial is 3/18 on that case. I don't know why she's saying it's gonna be dismissed unless she knows more than I do, but.
I don't know. So this is a technical violation. So I don't know. Do you have any opinion on whether I should PR pending that and set another date? We're on the record too.
It's, I mean, it's for an assaulted charge.
But isn't she already, like, on a technical, they're only allowed up to how many days?
Well, she absconded for more than 60 days, so it's a non-technical, and it's assaulted behavior, it's new charge.
Okay, all right. Thanks, Miss. So Miss Underwood, it is now a non-technical because of the length of her absconding. Is what?
Your Honor.
Hold on, Miss Underwood. I'm trying to tell you in case you didn't hear what Miss Walsh said. So Miss Walsh said it's a non-technical now because she absconded more than 60 days. Her pretrial is March 18th. So I could, Miss Underwood, set this for March 19.
No, Your Honor, I'm going to, in the strongest possible way, object to Ms. Quinones spending another day in jail on this at this point. I cannot, this is not appropriate. It's not.
Okay.
It's,
right.
and I'm aware
Thank you,
that
Ms.
it becomes
Underwood. So I appreciate
non-technical.
your objection. I appreciate your objection. I'm just gonna set this for March 19 at 8:15 in the morning. She's absconded. She didn't report, Miss Underwood. So in the traditional sense, with air quotes, she did abscond from us. So I will set it out on March 19th. If it gets dismissed, then I'll PR bond her. And then we'll deal with it that way.
Can you double check,
Thank
Judge?
you, Your
I
Honor.
think this particular, I think she was out for the absconding, and then I believe we arrested her for the new charges, which is assaultive charges.
Okay.
And any criminal charge is a non-technical.
All right. Let me
So
look.
I just want to double check, so we know.
Yeah, so Miss Underwood, she has 2 violations. One is absconding, and then while she was out on that is when the assaultive offense occurred. So I just think at this point, I'm gonna set it over a week and a half, and if she gets released, I'll let her out at that time and we'll deal with it then. Miss Quinones, you have your hand up.
Yes, can we discuss bond, Your Honor?
There is a bond. let's see. I have a $25,000 bond, so there is a bond. All right, Ms. Underwood, so I'll set this over to March 19th. And hopefully, as you said, it gets dismissed, but we'll see you back on March 19 at 8:15 in the morning. Okay, all right, thank you, Ms. Quinones. Thank you, Ms. Walsh.
Sorry, Judge, I was.
It's okay.
Or somebody was supposed to cover that for me, but
Yeah.
you called me.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Bye. All right, so Miss Edmonds and Mr. Malaro, Miss Underwood, I have Brooke Bates. Are you gonna need a breakout room with Miss Bates?
Yes, please, Your Honor.
Why do these jail zooms keep coming? All right, so let me get Miss Bates in. Miss Bates, I will tell you, Miss Underwood, oh, there she is. No, Miss Bates has been really struggling to connect this morning, so she may not be able to join, but I'll keep trying. All right, so Mr. Malaro, how would you like to proceed then with Miss Edmonds today? Can't hear anything you're saying, Mr. Malaro.
I believe we have a plea agreement on this case, Judge.
Okay, and let me do this. Hold on a second. All right, so Mr. Malaro, what is the plea offer that's been made on this file?
Judge, I believe the plea agreement is going to be a plea of guilty to count 1, possession of cocaine less than 25 grams. Counts 2, 3, and 4 will be dismissed. And the subsequent offense and the habitual offenders will be dismissed as well. I also think there's a issue of restitution that would be determined at a later date.
All right. Any other elements to the plea offer, Mr. Steen?
No, thank you.
All right, so Ms. Edmonds, raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, so Ms. Edmonds, first I want to say thank you for being compliant with pretrial services and testing negative. Obviously, the court takes that into account at the time of sentencing. So you've heard the plea agreement as stated by Mr. Malaro. So is it your intention to plead guilty to count 1, controlled substance, possession of cocaine less than 25 grams, which carries a maximum penalty of up to 4 years in prison and or a $2,500 fine? So is it your intention to plead guilty to that count?
Yes.
All right, and ma'am, do you understand count 2, 3, and 4, as well as your habitual offender and drug sub will be dismissed at the time of sentencing? Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right, are you satisfied with Mr. Malaro as your attorney and the advice that he has given you?
Yes.
All right, and neither the prosecutor, the defendant, nor anyone on the defendant's behalf has discussed a possible sentence with the court other than restitution will be determined at a later date. Is that correct, Mr. Malaro? I didn't hear that. I'm so sorry.
That is correct, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Steen,
Yes, Your Honor.
and is that correct as far as you're aware, Ms. Edmonds?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Stevenson, are you here?
I am.
Okay, I was talking to you earlier and I didn't get a response. I didn't know if you stepped away. I just wanted to make sure. Okay. So, ma'am, if a guilty plea is accepted, there will be no trial. This means that you will be giving up rights you would have had at trial. I'm going to explain those rights to you now to make sure that you understand them. You have a right to a speedy public trial by jury. I'm sorry. You may ask for a non-jury trial, and if the prosecutor and court agree, you can have a non-jury trial. You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to have the prosecuting attorney prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty, and you do not have to prove anything. You have the right to be present at trial and have witnesses against you appear at your trial and ask those witnesses questions. You have the right to have the court order any witnesses you have for your defense to appear at the trial. You have the right to remain silent during your trial, not to have your silence used against you. However, you also have the right to testify at your trial if you want to testify. Do you understand that if your plea is accepted, hold on one second, you may be giving up the right to appeal issues that would otherwise be appealable if you were convicted at trial? Do you understand that, Ms. Edmonds?
Yes.
Do you understand that any appeal from the conviction and sentence pursuant to the plea will be by application for leave to appeal and not by right? Do you understand that?
Yes.
If you are not a citizen of the United States of America, a conviction of a crime may result in deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States of America, or denial of naturalization. Do you have any questions about the rights that I've given to you?
No.
Miss Underwood, are you with us? Rhonda?
Yes, Your Honor.
Rhonda, if you have contact information for Miss Bates, will you call her? She's been trying to log on all morning and it won't join. So maybe call her and give her the phone number. Or if you're just going to get another pretrial, talk to her about it and we can do that without her. She's not able to connect.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right. All right. So Miss Edmonds, how do you plead to the charge that on or about August 22nd of 2024 in Madison Township in the county of Lenawee, that you did commit the offense of controlled substance, possession of cocaine less than 25 grams, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
All right. Has anyone made any threats or promises to you to induce you to plead guilty to this charge?
No.
Do you understand if I accept this plea, you will be giving up any and all claims that your plea is given as a result of promises or threats that were not disclosed to the court on the record during this hearing, or that it was not your own choice to enter the plea? Do you understand that?
Yes.
Is the prosecutor or defense counsel aware of any promises or threats or inducements other than the plea bargain to induce the defendant to plead guilty? Mr. Malaro?
Not to my knowledge, Judge.
Mr. Sneed?
No, Your Honor.
Has your attorney promised you any particular sentence or estimate of what your sentence will be in terms of length of probation or if there would be any incarceration?
No.
Okay, is it your own choice to plead guilty?
Yes.
All right, so Ms. Edmonds, on August 22nd of 2024, were you in Madison Township in the county of Lenawee?
Yes.
All right, and at that time, did you have in your possession cocaine?
Yes.
Would you agree that it was less than 25 grams?
Yes.
And did you have any legal right to possess that?
No.
Okay, all right. Has the court complied with MCR 6.302 B, C, and D, Mr. Sneed?
Yes, thank you.
Mr. Malaro?
Court has, yes, Your Honor.
All right. I accept the plea. It has been given understandably, voluntarily, and accurately. The defendant has full knowledge of her rights. She does have competent counsel. I'm going to refer this matter to the probation department for a pre-sentence investigation. Mr. Malaro, are you available April 11 at 8:15?
Probably.
Okay. So Ms. Edmonds, I'm going to set this for sentencing on April 11 at 8:15 in the morning. Do you want to appear in person or via Zoom?
Zoom.
Okay, we will do Zoom.
Okay.
And it's the same number you used today. All right, so Ms. Edmonds, Mr. Stevenson, do you want a quick breakout room with her?
Yes.
All right, so Ms. Edmonds, I'm gonna put you in a quick breakout room with Mr. Stevenson.
Okay.
He's gonna give you instructions on what you need to do to help with the pre-sentence report. Make sure you show up for the appointment on it and take care of it. Be truthful with them about your background, the events that occurred. Whoever is assigned will do a pre-sentence report. We'll get a copy of that to Mr. Malaro. Call Mr. Malaro about a week before sentencing to review that with him because I like those done in advance. And then we will see you back here on April 11 at 8:15 in the morning for sentencing via Zoom. So now I'm gonna open up this breakout room and pop you and Mr. Stevenson into that. So Ms. Edmonds, thank you. Let me find him. Where's Mr. Stevenson? Oh, there he is. Okay, there you go. Go ahead and join that breakout room and you're all set, Ms. Edmonds.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, if I may,
Yes, sir.
do you have a nollie on Raymond Ryan's case?
A what?
A nollie prosequi on Mr. Raymond Ryan? I was told it was filed yesterday.
Well, I don't have it yet, but it's being nolly pressed, Mr. Sneed.
May I go to
matter-
Judge Olsaver's court and then come back later and make sure?
Okay, Mr. Sneed, in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Raymond Gilbert Ryan, file number 24-21907FH, Salvatore Malaro appearing on behalf of Mr. Ryan, Mr. Sneed appearing on behalf of the people. Evidently, it's being nolly crossed. I don't have that yet, but I'm sure it's on its way. And then Mr. Malaro, I think you're just all done with me now.
Actually, you're done with me, Judge. That's how it works.
I'm never done with you, Mr. Malaro. Years of torture ahead of us, so.
All right. Thank you,
Have a good
Judge.
day, Mr. Malaro.
Yep.
All right. So. Lindsay Blumhart. Mr. Sneed, I was asking, Raymond Ryan was nolly crossed according to Mr. Malaro. He said he was told that the nolly cross was filed yesterday.
Okay.
Looks like Miss Bates is with us now, Miss Underwood. So, Miss Bates, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know for how long, but I'm trying.
Okay, all right, we'll take care of you real quick. In the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Brooke Bates, we have 4 files, 24-21926FH, 24-21990FH, 24-22026FH, 24-22065FH. So Ms. Underwood represents Ms. Bates, Mr. Sneed on behalf of the people. So Ms. Underwood, how do you wish to proceed with Ms. Bates today?
Your Honor, I anticipated that we were going to resolve this morning. However, the difficulty with talking to Ms. Bates and the connection is we have a plea agreement worked out, Your Honor. We had a conference with you. I believe you remember that. I would just like one adjournment to the 19th. Ms. Bates wants to come in and discuss some things for face-to-face. If
I cannot do March 19th, but I can do April 2nd. Or I can do a day other than a Wednesday. I'm already at 20 on March 19th, Ms. Underwood.
Okay,
So do you want another day, like of the week? I prefer that.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll do
So
that.
Miss Adams, the week of March 19th, do I have 20 minutes to do a plea somewhere?
And I apologize to the prosecutor's office. They have the plea agreement.
I already have it. Yep.
What's the issue with doing it today?
Miss Bates is struggling to connect, so we're not able to get good connection on her. She's been connecting all morning and dropping off. So Miss Adams?
It looks like maybe our best option is Monday, March 17th at 11:30.
March 17 at 11:30, Miss Underwood?
That's fine.
All right, Miss Bates, I'm gonna set this over to March 17th, St. Patty's Day at 11:30 for a plea. All right, Miss Bates?
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, and if you're struggling to connect, it probably is gonna be best that you come in person if you can, okay?
Sure will. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We'll see you back March 17th at 11:30. And Ms. Underwood, you'll do the step in order to adjourn, correct?
I will do it with Mr. Sneed's permission.
Excellent, thank you. All right, so Ms. Bates, you're all set. I have a gentleman on a Motorola device. Can I ask your name, sir?
Aaron Lambus.
All right, Mr. Lambus. Hold on one second. So, Ms. Underwood, I believe, Mr. Norman is at 10 o'clock, Ms. Underwood. So I think we're all set till 10 a.m.
What
on
about
Mr.
Ms.
Norman.
Double?
Who?
Christina Double, B. Edie.
Is that a Judge Olsaber file?
It might be. Okay.
I don't have anything else for you but Norman.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I misspelled Lambus. Sorry about that. We'll fix that spelling. Okay, and who's your attorney, Mr. Lambus?
I am, Your Honor.
Okay, so, all right. So Ms. Blumhart is also your client, Mr. Murphy, correct?
Yep.
All right, okay, so, all right, we'll go alphabetical, I guess. Lindsay Blumhart, can you unmute your device so I know that you can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good, thank you. So this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Lindsay Ray Blumhart, file number 24-21978FH. I have Matt Murphy appearing on behalf of Ms. Blumhart. This is the date and time set for a pretrial. I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people. I do show that, I'm not gonna sneeze, hold on. I have a plea agreement form that is in my file that states that the offer is that she will plead to probably, I don't know if we got an amended yet, but oh yeah, we did provide an amended, thank you, to an added count 3, aggravated assault, count 1, count 2 would be dismissed. And the requirement is that she must continue with mental health treatment through Catholic Charities as recommended. Let's see. Okay, and that's all the terms that I see. Is that a correct recitation of the plea? I have the plea form I'm reading from Ms. McClure.
Yep.
Mr. Sneed, yes?
Yes, it is, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, and Mr. Murphy, you received this plea agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, I reviewed it with my client. We discussed the matter this morning at length, and she does wish to accept that offer and plead to the added count 3 of aggravated assault.
All right. Okay. So, Ms. Blumhart, you want to raise your right hand for me? Thank you. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, can you state your full name for the record for me?
Lindsay Ray Blumhart.
All right, so Ms. Blumhart, you have heard the statement of your attorney, the prosecutor, and myself. Is it your intention today to plead to count 3 aggravated assault, which carries a maximum penalty of up to 1 year in jail and or $1,000 fine? So is it your intention to plead guilty to that?
Yes, it is.
All right, now, Ms. Blumhart, you understand one of the requirements is that you must continue your counseling and mental health treatment. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, now, are you satisfied with Mr. Murphy as your attorney and the advice that he has given you?
Yes, I am.
All right, neither the prosecutor, the defendant, nor anyone on the defendant's behalf has discussed any other possible sentence with the court. Is that correct, Mr. Sneed?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Mr. Murphy?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And as far as you're aware, Ms. Blumhart?
Yes, it is.
All right. If a guilty plea is accepted, there will be no trial. This means that you will be giving up rights you would have had at trial. I'm going to explain those rights to you now to make sure that you understand them. You have a right to a speedy public trial by jury. You may ask for a non-jury trial. And if the prosecutor and court agree, you can have a non-jury trial. You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to have the prosecuting attorney prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty, and you do not have to prove anything. You have the right to be present at trial and have witnesses against you appear at your trial and to ask those witnesses questions. You have the right to have the court order any witnesses you have for your defense to appear at the trial. You have the right to remain silent during your trial, not to have your silence used against you. However, you also have the right to testify at your trial if you want to testify. Do you understand that if your plea is accepted, you may be giving up the right to appeal issues that would otherwise be appealable if you were convicted at trial? Do you understand that?
I do understand.
All right. Do you understand that any appeal from the conviction and sentence pursuant to the plea will be by application for leave to appeal and not by right? Do you understand that?
I do.
If you are not a citizen of the United States of America, a conviction of a crime may result in deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States of America, or denial of naturalization. Do you have any questions about the rights that I have given to you?
No, I don't.
All right, ma'am, how do you plead to the charge that on July 10 of 2024 in Cambridge Township in the county of Lenawee, that you did commit the offense of aggravated assault? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
All right. Has anyone made any threats or promises to you to induce you to plead guilty to this charge?
No.
Do you understand that if I accept this plea, you will be giving up any and all claims that your plea is given as a result of promises or threats that were not disclosed to the court on the record during this hearing, or that it was not your own choice to enter the plea? Do you understand that?
I do understand.
Is the prosecutor or defense counsel aware of any promises or threats or inducements other than the plea bargain to induce the defendant to plead guilty? Mr. Sneed?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Murphy?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Has your attorney promised you any particular sentence or estimated what your sentence will be?
No.
Is it your own choice to plead guilty?
Yes.
All right. So, Ms. Blumhart, on July 10 of 2024, were you in Cambridge Township in the county of Lenawee?
Yes.
All right. All right. And at that time, did you come upon someone with the initials of AF who was a minor? Did you come into contact with a minor with the initials of AF?
Yeah.
All right. And did you injure that person in some way?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Your Honor, Miss Blumhart, there's an interaction with two, I would say children, I guess, but she yanked a bike out of their possession. Whether or not, I mean, I think one of the child was injured, but not hospitalized. But Miss Blumhart doesn't know the extent of what happened from that, but she would agree that the yanking of the bicycle from the child caused serious injury.
What was the injury? Or
I
is this
well, again, he
Well,
didn't.
sorry.
I don't believe the child went to a hospital. So I don't know.
Require hospitalization. I just want to know what the injury was. A cut, a bruise.
I think he scraped like his leg on the bike when it was yanked.
Mr. Sneed?
I agree. Thank you.
Okay. Does that satisfy you, Mr. Sneed, for the aggravated portion? Okay. All right. Would you agree that happened, ma'am?
Yes, I do.
Okay, excellent. All right, and has court complied with MCR 6.302 B, C, and D? Mr. Sneed?
Yes, thank you.
Mr. Millar or Mr. Murphy?
Yes, Your Honor.
I accept the plea. It has been given understandably, voluntarily, and accurately. The defendant has full knowledge of her rights. She does have competent counsel. This court has made no agreement regarding the possibility of a plea or possible sentence in this case with the prosecutor, the defense attorney, the defendant, or anyone acting in the interest of either of them. So I am going to refer this matter to the district court probation department. So Ms. Blumhart, I'm going to need you to report on the first floor to the probation department on March 13 between 8 and 10 a.m. Can you write that down? Yes.
Sure, but
No, she's in my office. I can give this information to her as well.
Oh, I didn't know. Miss Adams. Oh, okay. So, okay. Do you need a notice of sentence hearing for her, Mr. Murphy? Are you good?
No, I'll have all the information for her. I'll write
All
it
right.
all down.
So, Ms. Blumhart, Mr. Murphy will give you the information. You need to report to the District Court Probation Department on the March, I guess it would be the 13th on a Thursday, between 8 and 10 a.m. to talk to the Probation Department. They'll do a pre-sentence report. We'll send a copy to Mr. Murphy to review with you. And then I'm going to set sentencing April 11. Are you available April 11, Mr. Murphy?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, so Ms. Blumhart, I'm going to set sentencing April 11 at 8:15. Ms. Blumhart, do you want to Zoom for sentencing or do you want to come in person?
What was the date again? April 11th?
Yes.
Yeah, April 11th.
Is that a Wednesday again?
Thursday.
Thursday?
No, Friday. Actually, it's a Friday.
You can Zoom from my office like you're doing today, or you can appear in person, whichever you prefer. Or you can Zoom from wherever you choose.
It's just, if I have a ride, that's the only thing, because I don't drive. So, I guess we can do Zoom, and then if I can make it here.
So, ma'am, I will say that I'm always here. So if you show up in person, that's great. But if you want to Zoom, you can Zoom, okay? So I'll put Zoom, but even if you show up in person, that's fine. Because I'm in the courtroom and the courtroom's open, okay?
All right, great. Thank you.
All right, so great. And when you meet with the probation department, make sure you're truthful about the events that occurred in your background, all right? And we'll see you back on that day.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank
you.
you.
Honor. Ms. Blumhart, just wait in the waiting room for me, okay?
Okay,
Thanks.
thanks.
All right, Mr. Lambus, is yours, Mr. Murphy, yes?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Aaron Wayne Lambus, file number 25-22159FH. I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people. I have Matthew Murphy appearing on behalf of Mr. Lambus. This is the date and time set for arraignment in this matter. Mr. Murphy, do you waive the reading of the felony information?
Yes, Your Honor. We've received the information, witness list, and the discovery demand. We're waive a reading of the information in open court. At this time, we just ask the court to set a pretrial, enter a not guilty plea, and set a pretrial. In this matter, I did want to address some of the conditions of bond, though, if we could briefly, when the court's ready.
Yep. How far out do you want a pretrial conference?
Whatever fits the court's schedule best, a few weeks, whatever.
April 16th at 8:30 a.m.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Right, because it's arraignment, we'll do the notice of hearing. You received a copy of the prosecutor's request for discovery and witness list.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so hold on 1 second. Going back to his bond, so hold on. All right, so he's got a pure bond, 8,500. All right, so he's not to have any contact with the victim in this matter.
Your Honor, if I may, Mr. Lambus is ordered to have a GPS tether on. We were going to ask the court to consider removing the requirement of that tether, with also the knowledge that Mr. Lambus was, and I'm not sure the exact situation right now, he could update the court, but he was given the PR bond, got the tether, and was checked himself in under his own insurance because he doesn't qualify through CMH into a rehab facility. I think he was at Hope House, if I'm not mistaken. Harbor Light, I'm sorry. And he was in the detox portion of that. And I think while he was in the detox, he was notified that they did not have a full-time bed for him. So he was trying to find another rehab facility to go to. I don't know if he was able to find one yet or not. But so we would ask the court to remove the requirement for that GPS tether. He was in a rehab facility, and if he's in a rehab facility, I think his location is not of concern to the court. He obviously understands there's no order or no contact order in place, and you'll abide by that. But also, again, we just wanted to update the court with. So, Mr. Lambus, did you find a new place, or what's the situation?
I got in contact with Spera in Ann Arbor. I'm just waiting for a call back, but they said they could probably get me in there within a week, which I won't be able to come back down here every week and get my bracelet upgraded or whatever they do. Pull the information off and recharge it.
All right, so I don't see that district court put any bond conditions requiring alcohol or illegal controlled substances. So I am going to add those terms. I mean, I'm not seeing it on the bond paperwork, but well, it says contact John Bailey. This is weird. All right. Bond hearing, bond reduced. Defendant may be directly released to inpatient treatment and must complete. Entered into treatment, bond revoked. So he's got a scram unit. Is that right, Mr. Murphy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
I'm sorry, I probably misspoke and said a tether or a GPS tether.
Okay. I'm looking at Judge Morgan's notes. All right, I am going to add bond conditions that is not to use alcohol or any illegal controlled substances. Currently, you are not in treatment. Is that correct, Mr. Lambus?
Yeah, I should be in there within the week. I'm just waiting for them to call me back today and let me know.
So, Mr. Murphy, according to the bond conditions downstairs, his bond was to be revoked. I'm not going to revoke his bond at this time, but Mr. Coast, are you willing to do an assessment on him?
Yeah, absolutely, Judge.
right.
What kind of assessment? He's in jail now?
No, just whether or not.
I reported to Harbor Light. When I got up there, they said I could wait in the detox, the sober harbor, whatever it is, for however long I needed till bed opened up. When I got up there, I was up there for 5 days, and they booted me out saying they didn't have any open beds and there wouldn't be one for a while.
All right.
So then
okay. So hold on, Mr. Lambus. Okay. So, Mr. Coast, I guess I would like an assessment, with his risk factors on whether he needs a scram unit, whether he's a flight risk. I mean, I know that Judge Morgan's bond said that if he's not an inpatient, the bond's revoked.
Sure, absolutely.
Yes, Your Honor. That's why I wanted to address bond today with Your Honor.
Right. Mr. Sneed, would you like to weigh in?
I would just add, I believe the defendant complied with the spirit of the bond condition. He made a good faith effort to go into inpatient, and I think it's outside of his control that Harbor Light didn't have a bed. Yep. And I think it's good that he has followed up with another agency in order to get in within a week. So whatever further conditions the court would like to impose, the people would defer to the court's discretion.
All right. So Mr. Coast, I think I'm almost done this morning. Do you want a breakout room to talk to him?
Absolutely. And if you'd like that assessment, Judge, I could do that in the breakout room. Judge, you added the no drug use. We also need to, since he's on scram, I see that we didn't add a no alcohol. So we need to add that too.
Yep, I did say no alcohol and no illegal controlled substances. So we will add that. All right, so here's what I'm going to do, Mr. Lambus. I'm going to, Darren Coast is the pretrial services coordinator, and he does assessments. So typically anybody who's out on bond or in jail, he assesses for determining whether they're a flight risk or things of that nature. So I'm going to put you in a breakout room with them this morning, and you have time, Mr. Coast, you sure?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, and then give you an opportunity to speak with him, and he'll assess you. And then he probably can give a recommendation this morning on the scram unit. Mr. Murphy?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll, yeah, I have nothing else going on. I can wait. If you want to readdress it after that, so.
Okay, so Mr. Lambus, do you want to go in the breakout room, Mr. Murphy?
If I could, please, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'm gonna open up that breakout room and, Mr. Close, thank you very much. You guys join that, and when you're done, it'll take him a minute to generate the report or make a recommendation. We'll just wait for that, all right?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Glazier, what can I do for you this morning?
I had Zachary Davis. I don't know if we got that adjourned or not.
Yep, your staff adjourned that, I think.
Okay, so Mr. Davis didn't appear.
Let me see. No?
All right, they must have got a hold of my at home. So do you know what day we adjourned it to?
It's to be determined.
Okay. All right, that's all I had. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Glazier. Mr. Malaro?
Yes, Judge.
What are you here for?
Well, you know, sometimes you have some last minute things. I stick around.
No, I thought I sent you away and you came back, but no, I think you're all set.
Is this a ban for just today, Judge?
Just for today. Yeah, you got to come
Okay.
back. You must come back. All right, thanks, Mr. Malaro.
Yep.
All right, so we'll take a brief recess while Mr. Coast is managing that. God, I love having Mr. Coast. I don't know who that is. Hold on, now there's somebody else. Oh, you're gonna take this back? Thank you. I'm just like throwing them down. Who is Mr. Moss? Hold on, I got somebody in my waiting room.
You gonna go back on the record, Judge?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, David Moss.
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
I can. Can I ask what you're here for?
Yes, hold on one second. I'm here for Amir Norman. I guess he has court this morning at 9.
Okay, it was set for 10, but yep, perfect. Are you the attorney?
No, ma'am. I'm one of the detention officers here at the jail.
Oh, okay, in Oklahoma?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, so it'll just be about 10 minutes, okay?
Okay, perfect.
All right, thank you. Hey, take a break, Julie.
Okay, thank you, Judge. I'm so stuck on this thing now. Oh, Lord.
Mr. Norman? I just wanted to let you know we'll be with you in just a couple minutes, okay?
That's nice.
All right, so Mr. Murphy, let me bring,
Okay.
all right. Mr. Murphy, I think your client left and came back, so I'm letting him in now. Okay, we are back on the record in the matter of Aaron Wayne Lambus. So Mr. Coast, you've had ample time to speak with Mr. Lambus?
I have, Judge.
Okay, and what would be your recommendation?
Judge, I did do the a risk assessment on him. I normally run a criminal history on the individual, but I went based on his responses. He did score a 5, which puts him at the moderate risk to reoffend while out on bond or not appear before the court. He has been on the scram unit for 1 week. He indicated to me that he did start drinking again. So I think the scram unit's a good thing. I have not received any violations. So obviously that is working. He indicated to me that he does have Medicaid. So what I would like to do is keep him out of jail on the scram unit. I'd like Aaron to actually see me this afternoon, have him sign a release with CMH. So I could get him evaluated so he could get approved for services. Well, they'll actually cover the cost. That's my suggestion.
Okay. Any objections or additions, Mr. Sneed?
No, thank you.
Mr.
No,
Murphy?
I think Mr. Lambus said he was expressing concern about being able to make sure he complies with the scram unit. Again, I just wanted to make that known to the court. He was saying if he was in an inpatient, he might not be able to comply and keep it,
If he's an inpatient, we'll deal with that separately.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Lambus, I'm going to add the clause, no illegal controlled substances, no alcohol consumption. You are to continue with the scram unit. You are to report to Mr. Coast today and follow up with an assessment. Obviously, Mr. Coast can deal with the issue of the scram unit. Sir, if we do find an inpatient facility for you, you must enter and complete that program. Do you understand that?
I've already got one lined up. I've been in touch with them since I left rehab.
Well, until I know you're in it, is what I'm saying. So,
Okay.
and then once you get it, you can't leave it, all right?
I understand that.
Okay, and then obviously, Mr. Coast, if he's in an inpatient facility, we can deal with the scram unit. Then I'm gonna set
Absolutely,
this for
Judge.
pre-trial on April 16th at 8:30 in the morning. And we will see you back on that day. Anything else, Mr. Murphy?
Nothing further to address, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, all right. So thank you, Mr. Lambus. Good luck to you.
Aaron, I'll see you this afternoon.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Lambert. Take it easy, okay?
I'll
Thank you, Your
stop
Honor.
in. I'm gonna stop in there today, Matt. See you.
All right, so, okay, so, Mr. Norman, Ms. Underwood goes back and forth between the two courts and she's in front of Judge Olsaver right now. And so as soon as she's done, she will come back to us and then we will take care of your case, okay? Okay. It's probably next door. Sure.
So.
Oh, thank you.
And this is.
Oh, how sweet.
I forgot to give you a hug from him. So.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, man.
I'm out of breath. I ran over here. So
Did you?
hoping to catch it before you.
Yeah, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Hopefully
That's
I'll
beautiful.
bring him around again soon to visit.
Please do, please do. Thank you, Matt. Thank you. Tell him I said thank you, give him a hug. I'll send him a note. Okay. Thank you.
All right, so Mr. Norman, I just sent you a request to unmute your device, please. Thank you. So, all right, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Amir Norman. Is it Keyshawn or Keyshawn? Keyshawn, file number 24-21913FH. I have Rhonda Underwood appearing on behalf of Mr. Norman, and I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people. Mr. Norman, thank you for your patience. Ms. Underwood is very busy on Wednesdays because she goes back and forth between two courts. And so this is a date and time set for pretrial. I'd also like to thank Mr. Norman, whoever's with you, for allowing you to zoom in from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and take care of this. So Ms. Underwood, how would you like to proceed today with Mr. Norman?
Can I have just a brief breakout with Mr. Norman.
Of course.
Your Honor.
All right,
Thank you.
so Mr. Norman, I am going to put you and Miss Underwood into a breakout room. Go ahead and join that. They declared the skeleton boys.
Hold on, not Judge, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, what's that?
Judge Sala declared the
Oh, did
skeleton
she?
boys
Did she?
deceased, yeah, because it's been over 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so sad. I love to find those boys. I think you don't ever find those boys.
How many?
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you get the flyer and bailiff training?
Oh, there was one.
Oh. You get to go on a field trip. It's pretty good. It's 2 days. And they give you lunch.
All right.
Oh, it's Thursday, Friday. That'd be fun. I think we've been doing this quite a long time. I'm all for anybody getting to go to a training and get your lunch. Hmm.
That stuff is still around. There's one in Las Vegas or something like that. He was trying to get sent to.
And the county was like, no.
Yeah. Well, I think he never got past Jim Craig.
Well, I don't know. See, I got this from somebody, so maybe they're. All right, let me close that breakout room. Bring him back. All right, we are back on the record with Mr. Norman. Miss Underwood, how would you like to proceed this morning?
Your Honor, I believe there's a plea agreement in the, that the court has a copy of. The only thing I would like, just to make sure we address, Your Honor, is I don't believe this was going to be, as we discussed at the bench conference we had, the prosecutor and I. Is this going to be a height of probation with no upfront jail, Your Honor?
So, Mr. Sneed, do you want to, I mean, I have my notes. Were you part of that bench conference? Was this your file, Mr. Sneed?
I wasn't part of it, but the notes say no upfront offer stands. That was back in January.
So I have notes from a bench conference because I keep those. I show you as no prior retail frauds. It was as charged, no subs.
It's a HIDA.
No upfront jail and HIDA. I have those in my scribbled notes.
I agree, Judge. Thanks.
Okay, and how old are you, Mr. Norman?
26 now.
Okay, and in 2023, he was under 20, under the age requirements. So, all right, so is there anything else you want to add, Ms. Underwood or Mr. Sneed regarding
no,
the
Your
plea?
Honor, but I believe Mr. Norman wishes to take that offer.
So, Mr. Norman, do you mind me? Well, I'm going to ask you, what you doing in Chelsea or Tulsa wearing orange? So, what are we doing there?
It was a false pretense that I was with, and then I got probation for it though, so I should be leaving. So,
Are you doing jail right now?
yeah, I'm just waiting. I got I got in here on the 31st, but I took a probation yesterday.
Okay, and you normally live in Kalamazoo, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right, and did you plead to a felony there or misdemeanor?
I think it was. I don't remember. I'm not sure.
Okay, all right, want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, can you state your full name for the record, please?
Amir Norman.
All right, so Mr. Norman, you've heard the statement of your attorney and the prosecuting attorney. Is it your intention today to plead guilty to count 1, retail fraud, first degree, which carries a maximum penalty of up to 5 years in prison and or a $10,000 fine or 3 times the value difference in price of the property stolen, obtained, or attempted? So is it your intention to plead guilty to that count?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, are you satisfied with Ms. Underwood as your attorney and the advice that she has given you?
Yes, ma'am.
You, neither the prosecutor, the defendant, nor anyone on the defendant's behalf has discussed a possible sentence with the court other than HIDA and no upfront jail. Is that correct, Ms. Underwood?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Is that correct, Mr. Steen?
Yes, thank you.
All right, and sir, is that correct as far as you're aware, Mr. Norman?
Yes, I just had a question. When you
Sure.
can I transfer it to Kalamazoo, or do I come up there to check in?
Well, you'll have to, Mr. Stevenson, he's in custody in Oklahoma.
Okay.
But
When he
he
gets
lives
out-
in Kalamazoo. So once he's released from Oklahoma, he'll return home. But I don't think he's going to be able to come in and meet with you. I can let you talk to him today if you have time.
I'm not sure who it's gonna get assigned to. It hasn't been assigned yet.
Okay, all right.
But we'll be able to do it we could either have him come in here from Kalamazoo, which is reasonable, or do it by phone. So we'll be able to
He's
figure
in
that out.
Oklahoma. He's in Oklahoma.
I understand. But if he gets out and returns here, depends how quick it is.
when do you think you're gonna get out of jail in Oklahoma? And how are you gonna get home?
I'm gonna fly home. It should be this week.
Oh, this week? Okay, okay. All right. Okay, so I will at the end let you talk to Mr. Stevenson and give him contact information for your family and where you're gonna be going, all right? Okay, so let me see, I did that. Okay, so if a guilty plea is accepted, there will be no trial. This means that you'll be giving up rights you would have had at trial. I'm going to explain those rights to you now to make sure that you understand them. You have a right to a speedy public trial by jury. You may ask for a non-jury trial, and if the prosecutor and court agree, you can have a non-jury trial. You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to have the prosecuting attorney prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty, and you do not have to prove anything. You have the right to be present at trial and have witnesses against you appear at your trial and to ask those witnesses questions. You have the right to have the court order any witnesses for your defense to appear at the trial. You have the right to remain silent during your trial, not to have your silence used against you. However, you also have the right to testify at your trial if you want to testify. Do you understand that if your plea is accepted, you may be giving up the right to appeal issues that would otherwise be appealable if you were convicted at trial? Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna speak up for me a little bit. You want to repeat that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Do you understand that any appeal from the conviction and sentence pursuant to the plea will be by application for leave to appeal and not by right? Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
If you are not a citizen of the United States of America, a conviction of a crime may result in deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States of America, or denial of naturalization. Do you have any questions about the rights that I've given to you?
No, ma'am.
All right, sir, how do you wish to plead to the charge that on or about February 3rd of 2023 in Madison Township in the county of Lenawee that you did commit the offense of retail fraud, first degree? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Okay. Has anyone made any threats or promises to you to induce you to plead guilty to this charge?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand that if I accept this plea, you will be giving up any and all claims that your plea is given as a result of promises or threats that were not disclosed to the court on the record during this hearing, or that it was not your own choice to enter the plea? Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Is the prosecutor or defense counsel aware of any promises or threats or inducements other than the plea bargain to induce the defendant to plead guilty? Ms. Underwood?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Sneed?
No, Your Honor.
Right. Other than the plea agreement, Mr. Norman, has your attorney promised you any particular sentence or estimated what your sentence will be?
No, ma'am.
Is it your own choice to plead guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, Mr. Norman, back on February 3rd of 2023, were you in Madison Township in the county of Lenawee?
Yes.
Were you at a Walmart located here?
Yes.
All right. And at that time, did you try to steal property from them with a value of $1,000 or more?
Yes.
What did you try to take?
Well, it wasn't stealing, but it was like basically like I went to the register and I told them to run it as cash and they did it. So I ain't really steal it, but yeah.
Okay. Mr. Sneed, anything to add to that?
No, I'm satisfied. Thanks.
Okay. Has court complied with MCR 6. Well, when you did that, your intention was to defraud Walmart Corporation, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Has court complied with MCR 6.302 B, C, and D? Ms. Underwood?
It has.
Mr. Sneed?
Yes, thank you.
All right, I accept the plea. It has been given understandably, voluntarily, and accurately. The defendant has full knowledge of his rights. He does have competent counsel. This court has made no agreement regarding the possibility of a plea or possible sentence in this case. The prosecutor, the defense attorney, the defendant, or anyone acting in the interest of either of them other than the agreement to hide with no upfront jail. I'm going to refer this matter to the probation department for a pre-sentence investigation. And you said you're coming home next week, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I'm going to set this for sentencing. Ms. Underwood, are you available April 11?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so I will set this for sentencing on April 11 at 8:15 in the morning. Mr. Norman, you do have the right to be here in person, but in light of the plea agreement, you can Zoom from your home in Kalamazoo if you'd like. Do you want to appear in person or Zoom?
I do Zoom.
Okay.
Are you gonna put something in the mail, like with the time and date and stuff?
Well, we're gonna mail it.
My office will send you something, Mr. Norman.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get your, I'm gonna stop live stream anyway, so I'm gonna stop live stream now, and I'll get your personal